Hi, it's Brian from Community Martial Arts. What we'll do this time is we're going to take the clinical aspects of the blocking, punching, and kicking part of our training and turn it into a more practical application where we want to make sure that our students have the experience of having punches and kicks directed at them. That way, if it ever really happens, they've had the experience of having punches and kicks. Now, some of you won't have the opportunity to work with a partner on this. This is 2 or 3 person practicing. What I will do is work on my own to show you that it can be done all by yourself. You don't have to wait for a partner to come over or 2 partners to come over. We take the practical aspects of it and we put it into 3 sections. We do Sanbon Kumite, which is a 3-step sparring. We do Ippon Kumite, which is more of a free sparring application, and we do Bunkai, which is a 2-person application. There are various levels of all of these sections. We'll do the first one today, the Shodan 1. So we'll start off with the 3-step sparring. In each case, there's going to be a strike, a high strike, a middle, and a low strike. The 3-step sparring, the attack is always going to be the same. I'll show you the attack from a couple different sides. So we'll step back, always step back with our right side. And the first attack, we come in, we do a Shodan walk, come into a high punch. Then we step in, do a middle punch. And then we step in, do a committed front kick. There's the 3 attacks. We'll do one more time. From the side, making sure that we have good front stance. We're going to come in. Now the blocks. Because it's a high strike coming in, we're going to step back and do a high block. Then we'll do a middle block, then we'll do a low block. So from here, we're going to step back, nice Shodan walk. We're going to step in and do a high block. I don't really care if it's an age yuke or a Jodan yuke. I don't care if it's a high block or a rising block. Get the block up there. So I'm going to step back, block. I'm going to step back to a middle one, block. I'm going to step back to a low block, and we finish it off with a counter strike. Because I'm going to be blocking with this hand as I step back, this hand is actually the first one that comes up. This one is the first because I'm protecting my core as I come up and do my high block. In my middle block, just the way we did in the Soto Uke, this hand comes out. It could be open or fist, it doesn't matter. The hand comes back. There's our inside middle block. On the low block, we're going to turn off to the side. Generally, the muscles in a kick in the leg are going to be stronger than the muscles in the arm. So I don't want to come down hard on that leg. What I'm going to do after my middle block, I'm going to step off to the side. The line of the kick comes this way. I block it off to the side. Now I'm turned slightly so I can come in to a rib. Okay? Do that one more time. We'll step back and do a high block. Now we'll step back and do a middle block. Keeping the arm below the shoulder. Drop the arm, we'll step back. We'll do a low block with our punch at the end. From the side, it looks like this. We're going to step back. There's our high block. Making sure that you're nice and straight. Eyes are looking up in a good Zen Kuzudat stance. Here's our middle block. Coming in, there's a middle block. We're going to drop the arm in front, and we'll do the low block with a punch. In each case, we're always going to make sure that we protect the core before we get into the block. Again, this hand comes up. We're protecting the core. There's our block. Protect the core. come out, block. Protect the core, come down, low block. Try that one more time. This is the Shodan, this is the first level. One more time in both views. There's the block. Come down. There's the block. Drop down, block. And from this side, we'll step back, we'll do a block, and down and up, do our block, drop the arm, block. There's our three-step sparring, our Sanbon Kumite, which gives the student more experience in the punching. What we'll do now is we'll take it into the Ippon Kumite. Sanbon three-step sparring, it was still very orderly with very good stances, the hand on the hip and so on. We go into the Ippon Kumite, it's a little bit more of a free sparring. In the Ippon Kumite, this is where we start to use our front stance, we start to use our back stance, and we start to use our horse stance in a more practical way to defend ourselves. Again, the attack is going to be high, middle, and then it'll be a kick. Now the attack in the Sanbon was very structured. In the Ippon, I'm going to be more into my Kumite dash, more into my fighting stance, which isn't the front, which isn't the back. It's my comfortable fighting stance. This foot is forward, this hand is forward. This foot is back, this hand is back. Well, for these purposes, we'll always have the right side back. The attack is going to be from here, it's going to be a jab coming in to the nose area. When we jab, we turn the fist. We turn the fist, so it's still these two knuckles that are going to come out and punch. As I jab, I'm going to protect the core with my other hand. I'm going to be jabbing like this or like this. I'm going to come up and jab here. The whole body turns into that. Don't just punch with the arm. The whole body comes in and jabs, because this is the practical way of learning how to defend ourselves. We also need to make sure that we know how to do practical strikes if we ever have to. So, in my Ippon Kumite, the attack comes in, jab, right there. There's the high one. In my Ippon Kumite, again, the right side's back, I'm going to come in with a yakuzuki, with a reverse punch. It's a reverse punch because I'm punching over the back leg. Don't ride up on that back foot. Keep that back foot nice and low. It's the hip. It's the hip that gives us the power for the middle punch. Middle punch comes right in here. So here's the high. Here's the middle. The kick comes in. It's a committed kick, which is to say, I'm not going to kick and come back. I'm going to come forward. I'm going to kick and come down. Don't forget all the aspects of your kick. From here, you need to make sure that the kick comes in. We're not going to kick from the outside. We're going to kick from the middle. And we come back down again. This leg is forward. This hand is forward. As we kick, we change our hands and come down. It doesn't matter if it's a snap kick or a thrust kick. It's just a front kick coming in. So, putting the Ippon Kumite attack together. We're going to move around a little bit, and here comes the jab. We'll move around a little bit, here comes the middle punch. Move around, here comes the kick. And down. One more time. We'll do this only with the right side back. There are 5 levels of the Ippon Kumite. Once you've mastered all the 5 levels, start with the left side back. Here's the attack one more time. As you do all the attacks, as you do all of the blocks, breathe out, either through the nose or through your mouth. This is going to give you more power. If you ever need to pick up something that's heavy, you're going to make a lot of noise. You're going to make the noise. The power, part of the power comes in making that breath out. Okay, Ippon Kumite, Shodan, the first level, we're going to do the blocks now. Again, the right side is going to be going to be back. As the punch comes in, we're going to do a high block. We're going to lean back slightly. this is where some of the aspects of the stances come in. We're going to lean back slightly, and then we're going to make sure I protect the core. Then we're going to come in with a counter punch right into the rib here. As I do the counter punch, I go back. As I do a counter punch, I'm coming in, and we go to almost a front stance. So, high punch comes in. There's my block. Middle punch is going to come in. We can move around because we're not in one spot. We can move around a little bit. Middle punch comes in. We're going to lean back slightly with my outside middle block and come in with my counter strike, my reverse punch. The middle block isn't the arm. It's the body. It's the shifting of the body that is going to give you that block right there. As you come in with the block, just the way we did in basic, snap it. So there's the block. Now that hip comes back out again for the punch, for the counter. For the low, it's the same sort of thing. The kick is going to come in. I'm going to go back, out of the way, and then I'm going to come back in, shifting my weight back, and then front again. So I'll do the attack one more time, and then we'll do the blocks a couple times for the Shodan level. Here's the attack. Okay, here's the blocking. I do a high block, I shift back, I come back in. Middle. Low. One more thing I want to add. When you're practicing this, either with a partner or not, after you've done that, when you're doing the blocking, after you've done that counter, get out of the way. See if you need to re-engage again. So now I'll add that aspect of clearing the way after I've done my block and counter. So I'm going to block. Now I'm going to shift back a little bit. Give myself a little bit of room. Maybe I don't need to do anything more. Comes the middle one. And I'll shift back. Again, seeing if there's anything more that needs to be done. And I'll do my low block. And I'll just get out of the way. So there's a lot of movement back and forth with the Ippon Kumite, because if we ever have to defend ourselves, we're not going to be solid in one place. We need to be moving around. Now we'll go on to the Bunkai, the application level with two people. Again, we're going to have a high punch, a middle punch, and a kick. I have one person on either side of me. We have one person in the middle. The people on the outside are going to do the same sort of thing. I'll start off on this side. This person's going to step back. Now, we get into more of our formal stances this time for the outside people. I'm going to step back. So my first attack, I'm going to come in, Shodan walk. I'm going to do a high punch. And then I'm going to come down. So I'm going to come in middle punch. And then I'm going to come down. And then I'm going to come in with my hands up, committed kick. And down. That's the attack. High, middle, low on the kick. Exactly the same thing on this side. That person will do their punch. I'll come in with a punch, middle punch, and so on. So that person starts, does the punch. I'm on this side. High punch. I come in. Now I do a high punch. Then I come back. They do a middle punch. I come in, middle punch. And come back. They do their kick. I'm going to come in with my kick. Now the person in the middle needs to be moving, needs to do a high block here, do a high block here, middle block here, middle block, low, and low. In the Shodan level, we keep it simple. The right side is going to stay back as we block. We block over top of that front leg all the time. So from here, try not to fight in a straight line. I don't need to be in the straight line. I can be way off that line, making sure that I'm away from the line of the attack. So from here, I'm going to look. Here comes the strike. I'm going to do a high block and a yakuzuki punch. On this side, I'm going to do a high block, blocking over the front foot again. Yakuzuki. Start that again. As I do the high block, it's just the same as we did in the three-step sparring. This hand's going to be doing the blocking. This hand will actually come up first. This hand will come up first. There's the high block. Again, I don't care if it's a high block or a rising block. It doesn't matter to me. There's the block. I'll bring this right down to my hip. There's the Yakuzuki. There's the reverse punch. I move onto this side. This hand's going to do the high block. There's the high block. Come down. There's the Yakuzuki. Now I've got to shift again. Move your feet again. 1, 2, get into your Zen Kusudachi front stance. There's your inside middle block this time. The other 2 times we did an outside middle. This time it's going to be an inside middle block and a Yakuzuki. I'm going to move again. Inside middle block, Yakuzuki. So we'll do that aspect again. We'll do the high and the middle, and then we'll go on to the low. High punch, middle punch, kick, and kick. Here we go. So I look, I see it coming, block. I'm off the line of my attack right now. There's my Yakuzuki. Change hands. Block. There's the reverse punch. Change hands. Block. Inside middle. Change hands. Block. Inside middle. Now we'll go on to the kick. This person is going to come in again with a committed kick coming up and down. It's either a front snap or a front thrust. It doesn't matter. After I've done my high, my middle, I've just finished off with my middle, I'm going to step, change feet again, change that, low block, again, off the line of the kick. I don't want to be right on the line of the kick. I want to be off the line of the kick. There's my reverse punch. The change is in the low block, I'm going to step up, and then I'm going to step down, and I'm going to do the low block with my left side, both sides, left side again with my punch. So the low block, after I finished my middle block, I'm going to step in, low block, and punch, reverse. Come up, low block into a Zen Kusudachi again, low block, and punch. And then I come back up again. So let's go through high, high, middle, middle, low, low. This is the Bunkai, the application. Person in the middle controls the speed. Look, block, reverse punch, block, inside middle block, inside middle block, low block, foot up, down, low block, and come back up again. Show you that one more time. From here, we're standing in our ready stance or your stance. Arms are slightly bent, knees are slightly bent. We don't want to be tight, slightly bent. Here we go. Look, high block, high block, middle block, middle block, low block. Then foot up, down, low block. And up. And just loosen up a little bit. Loosen up. That's the more practical aspects of our blocking and punching. We have people. I didn't have people. You don't need them. You can practice your stances. You can practice your movements just on your own. Thank you very much.